Welcome to today's discussion on a profoundly important and often overlooked topic, the normalization of unhealthy dynamics in narcissistic relationships. This episode aims to delve deeper into the complexities of such relationships, shedding light on how abusive behaviors become normalized and why it's crucial to recognize and address them. 1. Sleeping alone and abandonment. In a healthy relationship, companionship and physical presence, especially at night, are fundamental. However, in a narcissistic relationship, abandonment becomes the norm. Partners often find themselves sleeping alone, not out of choice, but due to the narcissist's neglect and disinterest. This isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness and rejection, deeply impacting one's emotional well-being. According to a study by the National Institutes of Health, lack of physical intimacy and closeness can lead to increased stress and anxiety. 2. Eroded intimacy. Physical and emotional intimacy are cornerstones of a healthy relationship. In a narcissistic relationship, however, intimacy is often conditional, used as a tool for manipulation rather than a genuine expression of affection. This can lead to a cycle of intermittent reinforcement where the sporadic instances of intimacy create a confusing and unhealthy dynamic. Research indicates that inconsistent affection can be more damaging than a consistent lack of affection, as it creates an environment of uncertainty and insecurity. 3. Chronic anxiety and hypervigilance. Constant anxiety and hypervigilance are common in victims of narcissistic abuse. Living in a state of perpetual fear and anticipation of harm can have severe psychological effects. According to Psychology Today, this state of chronic stress can lead to long-term changes in the brain, affecting areas responsible for memory and emotion regulation. This heightened state of alertness is not a normal or healthy way to live and can lead to various health issues, including cardiovascular problems and weakened immune response. 4. Independence and responsibilities. In a balanced relationship, chores and responsibilities are shared. In contrast, narcissistic relationships often see one partner shouldering the majority, if not all, of the responsibilities. This imbalance can lead to burnout and a feeling of being undervalued and unsupported. The American Psychological Association highlights that unequal distribution of household responsibilities can lead to increased stress and relationship dissatisfaction. 5. Absence of meaningful communication. Healthy relationships thrive on open and honest communication, including deep and meaningful conversations. Narcissistic relationships, however, are characterized by superficial or non-existent communication. Attempts at deep conversations often result in arguments, gaslighting, or stonewalling. This lack of communication can be profoundly isolating and damaging to one's sense of self-worth and mental health. Conclusion: these aspects of a narcissistic relationship, while normalized within that context, are far from normal or healthy. It's essential to recognize these patterns and understand their impact. The adaptation of the brain to cope with such abuse, often by numbing or denial, is a survival mechanism, but not a solution. It's akin to the boiled frog metaphor. Gradual escalation of abuse can lead to severe emotional and physical damage over time. If you find yourself in such a relationship, remember that this is not a situation you need to cope with indefinitely. Seeking support, whether through therapy, support groups, or educational resources, is crucial. Understanding and acknowledging the realities of narcissistic abuse is the first step towards healing and moving towards a healthier, more fulfilling life. Thank you for joining this discussion. As we continue to explore and understand these complex dynamics, remember that healing is a journey and you're not alone in it. Let's continue to learn, grow, and support each other in this process.